How you doing? I'm Sean McVay with Sean's Outdoor Adventures, and in this video I just want to talk a little bit about predator animals and contact with human beings. Recently there was a cougar that was videotaped going up to a home in Brookfield, Wisconsin, and this type of thing can definitely alarm a lot of people. So what are some things that you should do as a homeowner or as a person wherever you're living how do you deal with this? How do you protect yourself? Stuff like that. I live in Pennsylvania, and where I live, we periodically have bears come and visit us. Sometimes they'll try to rip open my shed. I've even had them put their paw prints right on my windows. I built an addition on my house 6 years ago, and I left the paw print on the window just as a reminder. In fact, after I video this, I'll walk outside with a flashlight and get a little footage and overlay it right here. So why do animals like this come in contact with human beings? Why do they enter suburban areas or even rural areas where there's homes? In this situation, they're thinking it was a young male. Young animals are still a little bit curious. They're still learning. However, there's a natural fear of humans that a lot of animals should exhibit. The fact that an animal is not exhibiting fear of humans definitely is cause for concern. So you want to take some precautions, in my opinion. What can you do? Well, as a last-ditch effort, I would say at least have a knife nearby. I'll talk real quick, especially if you're not an outdoorsman or outdoorswoman and this whole topic is kind of new. I always, when I'm going in the woods, I prefer a full tang knife. A full tang knife is where you have a solid blade all the way down. The blade goes all the way through the handle. And it's basically the strongest knife you can have. So that would be an example of a knife. This is something I carry on my belt. And if an animal's coming after me, I'm not going down without a fight. And of course, I'm going to be having my arm extended. You don't have to jab hard to get penetration. You just need to get around like the paw. So you got to be, ready to move quick. But have this out. You'll be able to make contact early on rather than if it's all the way back here. It's got too much of a chance to get close. So you want to, have that out. That's my suggestion. You also have lock blade knives, something like this. Listen, it'll click when it's all the way open. You definitely want that click because if you're trying to use something like this and it's not all the way open, it could close on your fingers and slice your fingers real bad. So let me put that down. When I'm out hunting, I'm usually in black bear country, and it is possible to have a black bear attack, and it's actually become more common, especially in the area where I live. So what I typically do is, here's an arrow I'll have in my quiver with a razor blade tip. Now with this arrow fully extended, I've got a lot of reach. I can really keep that animal at distance, with something like that. This is really more of an ideal thing if you're looking for some, and if there's people watching right now, it's like, oh, just go get a gun. If that's not at hand or not permissible in some areas, I'm just saying, in hunting season, I'm not allowed to carry a pistol when it's bow hunting season. So anyway, that's one avenue of protection. And the last one that you can consider having on hand, I have bear pepper spray. I carry this whenever I go hunting in my area with all the black bears. Because you never know if you get between a mom and the cubs. That's when your biggest concern. But stuff like this, it's probably not a bad idea to have on hand. Bear pepper spray. If you ever had an intruder in your house and you don't have some kind of a firearm to protect you, blasting the person with this, if you keep the lights off and you know where they're at, or even shine a light on them, blasting them with this is really going to cause a lot of damage, and they're not going to be able to see if you get them in the face. I make sure the clip is intact. It can't be discharged with that clip in place, and I keep this away from where the children can get at it. But it's at a place where I can get at it if there's an emergency. And there's times where we'll be sitting in the living room watching TV and hear a thud outside, and it'll end up being a black bear messing with our house. So
tomato bread.
I'm gonna eat our tomatoes. Nope, it doesn't want the tomatoes.
There's also a time where I was bringing in the groceries from the driveway and a bear showed up. Eventually I decided I better get out there and finish bringing the groceries in and get the trunk closed. And if you watch, this bear actually even charged me for a split second to try to scare me off so that he could get at the food. And when he saw that that wasn't working, since I held my ground, he reluctantly walked off. This is definitely something that we keep on hand, but it's not a bad idea if you have a concern for some kind of an animal or a predator to mess with you and you want some way to defend yourself. So that's a little bit of a thought on the whole topic. I am Sean McVeigh with Sean's Outdoor Adventures. If you want to learn archery or how to hunt deer, that's what my channel is really all about. But I did want to throw this video out there for those of you who were a little concerned about that type of a topic and wanted to know what to do about it. Till next time, take care and God bless.